As someone who has been in the world of sales and sales coaching for a very long time, I can tell you that these income producing activities that we do in the sales world are obviously so crucial to our business. They are the start of bringing new clients in, money into our business, of us serving more people. And the basis of that, the very first activity that you do is your lead generation. Now, there's other components, and we can save those for another podcast, but the very first activity that you do that is an income producing activity for your business is lead generation. You probably are all very familiar with that, but I have to tell you that lead generation is about one of everyone's least favorite topics. I talk to people day in and day out about their lead generation processes. And most of the time, people are like, yuck. Oh, they just can't stand lead generation. So I have seen consistently four big mistakes that high ticket coaches make, business owners make with regard to their lead generation that I'm going to talk about in this podcast episode. And knowing these mistakes will allow you to stop doing them so you can start to enroll more new clients. So stick around for the rest of the podcast and you may just change your lead generation for good. Welcome to the Next Level Sales Podcast, the podcast where sales, spirituality, and business come together so that you build your dream business, accomplish big goals, and make the world a better place, one conversation and one client at a time. I'm your host, Jessie Quinby Hearns, and after 20 years of having thousands of sales conversations and coaching hundreds of business professionals to multi-six-figure incomes, I am a firm believer that if you identify with being a kind-hearted individual who has big goals for yourself, yet you don't identify with being a salesperson, it is absolutely possible for you to build that thriving high-ticket coaching business while still being completely in alignment with your values and your authenticity. It is absolutely possible to bridge the gap between selling and creating your joyful, abundant dream life. So I'm here to inspire you, motivate you, and share stories to show you how all this is possible. It is a wonderful journey, my friend, and I am so glad to have you here with me. With that, let's get to today's episode. Lead generation, as I talk to so many different online experts and high ticket coaches, lead generation is not exactly everyone's favorite task to do day in and day out. I don't know how you feel about lead generation in your business, but when I talk to people about lead generation, it does not set them on fire. So, lead generation is an interesting thing because it's almost like going to the dentist. It's something that you have to do. You know you have to do it, but you don't really look forward to doing it most of the time. At least most people don't. So the good news is with a dentist, you only go typically twice a year. The thing with lead generation is that you typically need to have some sort of lead generation activity going on pretty consistently within your business if you wish your business to survive, grow, thrive, you to help more people, you to expand your income, you to grow your business. So the key here is to find a way to make lead generation as easy as possible for you and as relevant as possible to your ideal clients. Now, I look at the income producing activities within our business. There's four key activities that I see that bring income into your business, and most everything else is an expense. So those income producing activities would be lead generation, your sales conversations, however they happen, your offer and how you structure your offer, and then follow up. Now, the first activity that brings someone into your world is lead generation, right? The other activities the sales conversation, you presenting your offer, sharing your offer with someone, and follow up all happen after that lead comes into your world. So, lead generation, as it's called, leads people into your business. It's the first introduction that anyone's going to have of you and what you do and how you help people. So, this is really important. First impressions are so important, right? People are so busy consuming content that in this world, we have to make a good impression quickly. We have to reach out and really quickly hit our ideal clients with our messaging in a way that they respond to automatically, almost subconsciously. They're like, yeah, I see that because they're consuming that content so quickly in this fast paced world of ours, right? So, lead generation is a really nuanced thing where very much we need to stand in our buyer's shoes to make sure that we're doing a good job if we want to be successful in reaching our ideal clients quickly and efficiently. So that leads me to the four mistakes that I see happening so commonly in all the people that I talk to day in and day out in my sales conversations about what they're struggling with this yucky process of lead generation that they need to do all the time that they don't really want to be doing. So, let's talk about these four things really quickly. What are they? Okay. Number 1 is that people do things that are out of alignment with themselves and their values. So they're following systems or practices from coaches or friends, things that they see other people doing out there that seem to be successful that don't resonate with them. And if it doesn't resonate with them, it very likely may not resonate with your ideal buyers. So let me ask you a question. Like a great example of this is I talk to so many people who are coached to direct message, reach out, cold message people in Facebook groups, across LinkedIn, through Instagram, whatever. It's just cold outreach to try to find leads that convert into sales. So if you don't like cold outreach to people who don't know you, who may not even want what you offer, have no need for what you offer and what you coach, if you don't like that activity and you're being asked through a coaching program or systems that you've seen working for someone else potentially, if you're asked to reach out to 20 or more cold leads every single day to try and move them into some sort of a sales conversation or sale, day 1, 20 cold outreach. You don't like that. How's that going to make you feel? Are you excited about it? Is your energy going to be up? Are you going to be talking positively about your offer? Or is this all just kind of a false front because you're doing something that you don't like doing? Okay, so day 1, you don't like doing it. How are you going to feel 7 days in? Cold outreach to 20 or more people. At this point, if you've been at it for 7 days, you've done cold outreach to 140 people across 7 days, at least. 140 people that you've had to reach out to that may or may not want or need what you're offering. How are you feeling about that? We're only 1 week in. Say you're just 1 week new to your business and this is your lead generation that you've been taught to do. How are you feeling about things? How sustainable is this if you don't like doing cold outreach? This is just one example, of course. And can you get clients this way? Yes, I'm not saying that you can't, but how are you feeling about this process? I'm going to forward you 30 days. You're 1 month into your business having to do cold outreach to at least 20 people a day. You're now at 600 people that you've had to do cold outreach to. What do you think your return on time is? What do you think your return on your energy spent is? After 30 days, 1 month being in your business, cold outreach to 600 people who may or may not want what you have, and you don't like doing this. Gosh, your energy is probably in the dumps. Like, how are you going to get up every day and look forward to those 20 outreach to people who don't know you, may not want what you have? You're spending a lot of time in your day, a lot of your very precious resource of energy on something that you don't like doing. Now I'm going to fast forward you 6 months. If this is your chosen path of lead generation, 6 months in, how sustainable is this? How much are you going to be loving your business if this lead generation system is what you're choosing to do and it's out of alignment with you and your values? It doesn't reflect how you want to treat your customers. You personally, I know me, when I get a cold outreach from someone who is trying to sell me something that I don't even want or need, like I'm just, I don't pay any attention. I'm too busy for that. You probably feel the same way. So, so many people are being hit by cold outreach, people who are trying to just generate a sale, not help me with something that I actually really want or need. This isn't a great reflection on you. It's not a great reflection on your brand or your business. If you're trying to get leads this way, if it's not in alignment with who you are as an individual, if it's not in alignment with how you want to treat your clients, it doesn't necessarily create a great bond or relationship. And again, when you go back to thinking about how much time and energy you're spending on something like this, it's just simply not sustainable for your business. So, number one, I see and hear this all the time, and it really truly makes me kind of sad because when people are coached to do things that doesn't feel good to them, like your energy is everything behind your business. Your passion, your conviction for helping people. That's why so many of us are coaches, right? We believe in what we do. We know the transformations we can make in people's lives or in their businesses. And the energy of excitement and conviction and desire to help people is behind every conversation we have. But that's really hard to sustain or even bring to light to begin with if we're reaching out to people who don't even want to talk to us. I hope this is making some sense. It's really a very big mismatch, and you can be wasting days, months trying a lead system that is not sustainable for your business, and it's not going to get you anywhere. If you don't like what you're doing, you are going to be resist doing it, and that means repelling business as opposed to drawing people in. You are not going to be magnetic to your ideal clients if you're doing things with your lead system that you don't want to be doing. So number one is a big one. Okay. Number two, Number two is oftentimes online experts, high ticket coaches do not pay attention to how their ideal buyers operate. Okay. By what I mean is they're not standing in their buyer's shoes and looking at the journey that the buyer wants to take to find solutions to their problems. So when I started in the sales world years ago, I had to work weekends every weekend. Why? Because that's when buyers were off of their work. They were free to consider solutions, look at their personal lives, try to make changes to their personal life because they weren't bogged down with trying to take care of their work life. Okay, so they had free time, their minds were relaxed, and they were ready to pursue things outside of their work world. And that meant they were ready to look for solutions to what I was selling, right? So weekends were prime research time, prime buying time, prime times for finding a solution to their problem, whatever that problem was. So that meant it was prime time for me to be meeting with clients and potential customers. And this meant it was also prime selling time, prime time for those buyers to be actually making buying decisions. So yes, every weekend, holidays, when people were off, I was working. This is standing in the shoes of the buyer journey. Now, was it fun? No. It actually was pretty tiring to be working every single weekend, most of the holidays. I missed my kids' sporting activities. I missed family gatherings. I couldn't be there until later in the evenings. So this actually was pretty draining. And so you think about our lives as coaches, it's the same for us. Our people are typically busy during the weeks with their own lives, their own work, their jobs. Maybe they are running their own businesses. And it's outside of normal business hours that their mind relaxes and they start to seek solutions to whatever it is that they're struggling with in their life, however they are wanting to transform their lives, grow themselves, tends to be outside of normal working hours. Not always, but sometimes. So, if we don't pay attention to having a lead system that can match when our buyers are out there searching for solutions, when our buyers are out there ready to make a buying decision, we've got a little bit of a problem. If someone is ready to make a decision, they're just done with it. They say, I am fed up with this problem. I need to make a decision now. It might be midnight, whatever time zone they're in, right? But if that's it, they're done. They're going to seek a solution and make that buying decision potentially even at midnight. They may not even wait till the next day. So if you don't have a system that can cater to when your ideal clients are looking for solutions and are ready to buy, there's a mismatch again, and they may go buy from someone else. So it's really important for us to look at our lead systems to make sure that we are really resonating with what our ideal clients need from us, both on the information front, on the messaging front, and on the essentially funnel journey that makes it easy for them to know about us, easy for them to consume our content, has our content being really relevant to what they need from us, right? We want what we're saying to really resonate with them. And then we want to make process of getting to know us and what we do to help people. We want that to be easy. We want it to be easy for them to say yes and to purchase from us. So whatever that system looks like for you, there's very different needs from niche to niche. So you want to pay attention to what your buyers need from you with regard to your lead generation journey. Going back to the previous example with someone cold messaging people right and left every day, well, who's ever on the receiving end of that cold messaging is probably just annoyed. We are not paying attention to the human on the other end of that DM message, the cold DM, because again, they may not even want what we're talking about, right? So we're just being more of a nuisance than we are being helpful in a situation like that. We are definitely not standing in the buyer's shoes with a cold DM outreach, sort of a sales tactic or lead generation tactic. Okay, number 3 is where you're going at your lead generation from the point of wanting the sale first. It's all about getting the sale, as opposed to creating a lead generation system that sends out the energy that you're really looking to help people. Now, this sounds nuanced, but it's really actually very big. Have you ever been involved in a sales transaction where you were working with a salesperson where they really just wanted to sell you something and you could feel it from them? Like they just wanted to close the deal and they weren't really paying attention to you, your needs, listening to what you said, understanding what your goals were. Huge difference. It's not very appealing to actually move forward and buy from someone like that because all they want to do is get another sale on the books, right? So paying attention to your energy and within your lead generation system, the energy of that funnel, so to speak, to make sure that you are leading with your conviction to help people as opposed to just trying to get another sale is big. People are repelled by the inauthenticity of someone just trying to sell you something. You may be talking to someone who actually needs your services, but if you go at it with just trying to sell them something, you could lose the sale in a heartbeat simply because they feel the energy of you trying to close the sale as your main goal, as opposed to you really truly wanting to help them achieve transformational shifts in their life. Does this make sense? Going back to the energy again, but the energy behind how you do your lead generation is huge. This comes back to some authenticity, like who you are, how much you want to help them. And I will tell you, my experience has been when you lead with trying to help someone first, you make more sales. When you lead with trying to sell someone something first, you make fewer sales. Look, people want to buy. They just don't want to be sold to. And I've been in the sales world for a long time. And that phrase, people want to buy, but they just don't want to be sold to, has been around for a long time. So, your goal here is to create a lead generation system that really leans into your authenticity and really leans into your desire to truly help someone because people are drawn to that. They want more of that as opposed to wanting more of just being sold to. Okay, last but not least, number 4. This is a big one, very, very common. Okay, so high ticket coaches, online experts often unintentionally overshare information. Now we're coaches, right? So this is part of the problem. There is a fine line between providing value and oversharing information. When you overshare information, ultimately people don't buy from you, at least not in that moment. See, the thing is, people are searching for solutions when they have a problem, right? And so when we either get on a sales conversation, maybe we're in a webinar, maybe we're doing workshops, and we start to teach them and coach them how to do it, you're going to be like, great, I feel wonderful. I'm going to run off and use this bit of information and solve my world. But the truth of the matter is that oftentimes the tidbit of information that's making them feel better in that moment is like a band-aid. It's just this tiny bit of information that makes the customer feel good. And they're like, you know what? This is perfect. This is exactly what I need. I'm going to go run Google it a little bit more. I can put this into place. No problem. Look, I've got this. I can take care of this on my own. But ultimately, what happens is they may feel good for a week. They may feel good for a couple of weeks. They may see that, oh, yeah, that helped me in this particular situation. But they tend to fall back into old habits. Their habits really don't change with that one tidbit of information. And they will come bumping back around to the same situation that they originally started with because they've only gotten one small sliver of the solution as opposed to the entire pie, the entire puzzle that really needs to be coached through. The entire picture needs to be coached through. New habits need to be built. New ways of looking at things need to happen. And they don't get all of that with just the one sliver of information that we've overshared. And again, the line for this is very fine. It's very easy to slide over that line. I know I've certainly done it at times, and I talk to people all the time who slide over that line. It is in our nature as coaches to solve these problems and to share our expertise, right? We want people to know we know what we're talking about. But oversharing actually hurts you because it doesn't provide the full solution that you know that client needs. They don't understand that they don't have the full solution, but you know they don't have the full solution, and you've lost the sale in the meantime. So again, really important and very common situation that can really hurt you with your lead generation systems and lead to you not getting as many new client enrollments as you want. So if you find yourself in a place where your lead system just isn't working for you as you want, it doesn't feel good, you're not enthusiastic about it, maybe you're hitting the wrong audience, you're seeing people come into your world that aren't a great fit for your offer, or you're just doing a lot of things like a lot of posting or you're putting a lot of effort in and getting low return on your results, there's something off in your lead generation system. And again, as the first cog to the whole wheel of your income producing activities, right? We talked about lead generation. We talked about your sales conversation. We talked about your offer and the components of your offer and follow up. Those are all the things that bring income in. Lead generation leads to you being able to do the rest of those things. And that really is what expands your business. That's what brings clients in. That's what has you creating great results and client testimonials and growing your business and getting more referrals and really scaling and maybe creating new offers and serving more and more and more people. So your lead generation system, it's like the sail on a ship. If it's not dialed in correctly, you're going to go to the wrong destination. And you could end up being really frustrated with the time and the energy that you've wasted on the journey down a wrong path. And it doesn't need to be hard. The systems are actually pretty simple. You just need some guidance on how to find those puzzle pieces, uncover them, bring out the best of you and your offer, and let your ideal clients see that. That's the secret. And when you bring this all together, you are magnetic. People want more and more and more of you, and they can feel your positive energy, your desire to help and uplift them and change their life. And that is so huge. It's huge. And this is what leads you to unbelievable exponential success within your business and huge fulfillment at the same time. Huge fulfillment and joy within your business, which is ultimately probably why all of us have built these high-ticket coaching businesses to begin with, right? We want to help people and change people's lives, make this world a better place. So if this resonates with you, there's a link below to my mini training. It's all about building a very authentic, aligned to you, but also an automated lead generation system that then rolls into a very genuine and non-pushy sales conversation. The mini course is called From Endless Exhaustion to Effortless Enrollments. And so I've got a link to get that below. It's free. It'll share a little bit more about the processes behind the scenes. But in the meantime, I want you to stop doing these 4 things, okay? When you stop doing these 4 things, you're going to see your lead generation shift. You're going to see that you can start to enroll some more new clients. And if you need help putting it all together, take a look at that mini course. You'll get a lot more information there. Okay, you can also run over to Instagram and message me. I'm happy to chat with you there. Hope you all have a really fabulous week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Now, before you go, if this episode resonated with you, I would absolutely love it if you would follow the podcast and leave a review so that we can reach more entrepreneurs just like you who are eager to start selling and fueling their dream business without feeling all those things around sales. And if you'd like a behind-the-scenes view of my life, hop on over to Instagram.com and follow me at Jessie Q Sales Coaching. Be sure to say hi and let me know you found my podcast. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great week, my friend. I will see you soon.